Hey guys, Darcy here. I'm here today with Apex, the rapper, and what we're going to be doing is a full mix. And we're going to go through the whole process. I thought it'd be cool to have a video where it wasn't just here's how I mix a song, but here's actually like going through and working with the artist and showcasing like actually figuring out what we want to do with the mix. So first off, Apex man, tell them a little bit about yourself.
20-year-old rapper. I'm from Atkins, Arkansas, a little tiny small town. I joined the military, so now I'm out in California. Unfortunately, being in the Navy, I can't really set my room up the way that I would like to set it up for like a home recording situation. So my actual like sound quality has been kind of lacking for the last few years as far as music's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited and to work with Darcy to set up like a real mix and like actually what mess with and sound.
Dope, dope. And I think the audio cut out just a little there, but it was basically saying, you're looking forward to having like working and getting a dope sound. So the one thing, actually, you reminded me of this, and I forgot to mention this when we were like chatting before getting into this. You'd show me what your room like kind of looks like before, and I had some notes. I will send them over to you visually outside of this, but there's actually a couple ways we're gonna try to get you to position yourself in your room, because some things that I learned is like over the years with experience is like how you position yourself and your microphone in the room have a big impact of cutting out negative like noise. So one of the things is specific to see if I can actually bring this up because I drew it on my iPad, so I'll like show it on the camera, and then I'll like actually send you a proper image later. But so if well, let's see if this will show up. Well, my camera, no, it's too much white light for the cheap little iMac camera to show up. But so in your room you have like because it's like a hotel, you got like a long kind of curtain, right? And so
Hmm.
positioning yourself where you put the curtain behind you and going in the opposite direction is something I want to try, and where you also see if it's possible to find a way, if you have any objects that can stand decently tall to like your um, like head level, to try to put something behind the microphone. So imagine like here's a wall, you're standing here and you're facing away from the wall, and then you have another object that you put like a cloth on to try to block sound. So the sound that will bounce when it comes back, what you're trying to do is block the sound when it hits from behind your head to get back in the microphone. And one of the things I like about the curtain is that it's a ripple material, like in its shape. And so when the sound comes back, one, it's a softer material, so it should absorb some of the reverb. Two, since it's a ripple material, some of that reverb that will come back will go in opposite directions of the microphone because it's not a flat surface. It may help some. Well, we have to try a couple of recordings and see what kind of like works. But with that, we'll try to make sure that we are cutting down on the echo that gets back in the mic. A lot of it's just you do the positioning, even though the echo is still happening in the room, as long as you can stop it from hitting the mic, it doesn't really matter. In my room, I position myself on there's like my apartment is like 30 feet long and then like 5 feet wide in some places, and then like it's kind of a weird shape. And so what I position myself is when I record, I face the short wall so that the echoes on the long wall are going like away from the microphone, and what's happening between me and the microphone, I pad like there's like a acoustic panel behind me and there's acoustic panels where in front of me, and so I position myself between them, and that's what to help cut down on that sound. Does any of that make sense, or is like am I talking too much like jargon?
Oh no, I got you. As far as the ripple curtain thing behind me, and then like the homemade isolation uh, booth kind of thing going in front of me.
Yeah.
As far as something tall enough, I might be able to work something out with like the stand they have the TV on.
Sorry, it seems like Skype's betraying us for a second. Your audio's cutting out.
Uh, so I have like a table that I have the TV set on that I could probably move around the room. I haven't actually tried yet. I tried setting up my microphone on that before, there's not really a lot of room there because of the TV, and the TV's like bolted to the table.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
But I can try moving that around and see if I can get the microphone up on behind it or something.
All right, sounds good. Do you have a like a short microphone stand, like a desk one, or like a tall one?
Pretty short microphone stand.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do at like another point. We'll go on like a FaceTime and try to like work through, or like IG like video in the DMs, to like work through, like trying to position some stuff, because really it's just about trying to block the sound from coming back. If I can, actually, I think I'll probably knock this over and knock over my whole setup. But I have like a chaotic eyeball around my mic, so it's like a big foam ball that sits around the mic, and that for me blocks a lot of the sound, because it's just trying to block the sound from hitting the sides and the back, and then all I have to focus on is what's heading directly in the microphone, right? And your body blocks some of it, but you're trying to block like what's coming in here. This microphone here, I don't, because I just use it for talking, so I'm not, or like demo recordings. So cool. So we'll go more over that, and that's something to like figure out. But first thing I wanted to do is play the song that we're looking at, we're gonna mix, and I wanted to play some of it and just like then talk about like what you like about the track, things you don't like about the demo, and like kind of like what you want the song to become, and I'll have other questions as we go. So I'm gonna bring it up here and then hit play, and just let me know. Actually, I'll just do a quick test, make sure you can hear it. So I'll hit play real quick. You can hear it, right?
I wasn't hearing anything that time.
Okay, sorry. Two.
I heard it for a second, but it cut back out.
Oh. While it's playing, try muting yourself for a second, and then hit play and see if give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
My flow sicker than R. Kelly. Better believe I've been bar heavy. Not the type of guy that you would call deadly, cause you can't call shit when you're gone already. And my verses hit like a verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed like a pissed off at the
but
I
it's
flip
like really, really quiet.
Oh, it's coming through quiet? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Skype is betraying us. What can I do to make this louder? I don't know what I can do to make this louder. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm just like thinking. It's like my thinking noises. Let's see if Skype has a setting. Oh, hold up. Do you still hear me clearly right now?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, let me try playing this again. Skype has a setting to automatically like adjust volume, so maybe if I turn that off completely, that it'll come through better. So let me hit play and let me know if you hear it clearly. Is it louder?
No, it's about the same.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna hit play and try to figure something out.
My flow sicker than R. Kelly. Better believe I've been bar heavy. Not the type of guy that you would call deadly, cause you can't call shit when you're gone already. And my verses hit like
It's not getting any louder for you, is it?
It got a little louder towards the end, but there was also like, it sounded like there was a fan in the room.
Okay. I have one more idea.
verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed like a pissed off at the I flip the scripts like a goddamn rat. Takashi get with the diss. Hot damn boy, call me Santa with the raps. Everybody being bad, but so caught up in the sack. I remember back when I was rapping in the cul-de-sac and the neighbors got chills cause I was the coldest stack. I'ma drop it like I couldn't keep it up, even though I keep it up like I'm a victim in the slums. You can witness how
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to like mute my mic so you can only hear that. That might work.
Doing what I'm feeling in my gutter when my heart starts burning. I ain't trying to flip a Toms. Quick though, kids go, you rapping too much. I ain't even trying to rap it, just my vocab stuff. This bro gets no chance to give it up. I've been spazzing in my sleep, so when I'm napping is a bomb.
It's the wrong input. Oops. I hit the wrong one.
Get so big though, rappers get a battle like I've been official. Coming up and asking if I listen to their disc, bro. No, I ain't even tracking, brother. You ain't on my map, you ain't even on my status, brother. Rapping on the ground.
Not getting any louder for you, is it?
No, not really. One thing we could do is we could just send the files back and forth like Google Drive links, and we could do it like that, but it would be harder to show it on the camera to the other people.
Yeah, no. I'm obviously going to do an edit in the middle of this video here, but just trying to think of like how to make this so that it comes through clearly, because what is Skype doing that it's not allowing this to come through loud?
Please, cat, please mess with me. I can help you get degree death. Thinking you can test with me. You should take some deep breaths. We can put the effort in for F since you weak bitch.
Oh shit, I know what it is. Hold up. I think. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play it again.
There it is.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna move something and start. Give myself. I'm gonna do like a little visual for where I'm gonna edit this. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to switch a setting in Skype so that it would showcase or you could hear directly my computer audio. You're actually just hearing stuff coming from my headphones into the microphone, so you weren't hearing it properly. Okay, so cutting it back in now. All right, so let's take a listen to the track, and then we'll talk about things that you find dope, things that you want to improve, and just kind of like where you kind of see it going. So I'm gonna jump into it.
My flow sicker than R. Kelly. Better believe I've been bar heavy. Not the type of guy that you would call deadly, cause you can't call shit when you're gone already. And my verses hit like a verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed. Like I'm pissed off at the rack, I flip the scripts like a goddamn rat. Takashi ain't worth the diss. Hot damn boy, call me Santa with the raps. Everybody vegan bad, put some coal up in the sack. I remember back when I was rapping in the cul-de-sac, and the neighbors got chills cause I was the coldest stacked. I'ma drop it like I couldn't keep it up, even though I keep it up like I'm a victim in the slums. You can witness how I'm doing what I'm feeling in my gutter when my heart starts burning. I ain't trying to flip a Toms. Quick though, kids go, you rapping too much. I ain't even trying to rap it, just my vocab stuff. This bro gets no chance to give it up. I've been spazzing in my sleep, so when I'm napping it's a bomb. Get so big though, rappers get a battle like I've been official. Coming up and asking if I listen to their disc, bro. No, I ain't even tracking, brother. You ain't on my map, you ain't even on my status, brother. Rapping on the ground, I've been where the heat's kept. Please mess with me, I can help you get degree death. Thinking you can test with me, you should take some deep breaths. We can put the effort in for F since you're weak bitch. Ooh, I really need to chill now. I've been rising higher than a mouthful of pills now. Percocet, tell me how you feel now. This my prime, but I ain't who you wanna grill now. Dropped an album, Corona came in. Sorry man, I guess I'm too sick. Talk to Shepard, Australia caught flame. Sorry mates, we wasn't trying to do this. Why was I gone for the last 4 months? I was trying to turn it down, I've been way too ruthless. I went way too hard, I did way too much. And sorry for 2020. Hold up. Catch you talking, I roll with soldiers. Rappers hit me up for features, but on God, I holy ghost ya. Got more bars than Motorola. Yahoo squad be Quasimodo. From the weight you barely carry, I'm so strong I'm throwing boulders, yeah. I think I might try to find a real nice dime. Look at the pint size, kidding like my rhymes. Who thought that I might die, like kitten got 9 lives. I spit it with a bit of dopey, get to go try mine. You say I'm a nice guy, bitch it's a nice try. Heart broke 9 times, can't cope, I'm fine. Bars like sci-fi, out of old I fly. Maybe that's why I got mine of an Einstein.
Yo, first off, the flow is crazy, okay? That flow is crazy. And second of all, how long have you been rapping? Because I forgot to ask you that question, and I got to ask knowing like how crazy that flow is.
So like actually recording music and trying to make music, I think I've made my first song when I was like 16, so about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't really take it that seriously until sort of around the time after I joined the Navy, so probably closer to 2 years.
Got it. Yeah, like that that flow is crazy. And when I heard this track, when you sent me a couple of them, like one of the reasons why I wanted to work on this is because the flow is crazy and there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of different like. There's some like low parts, you know, like midway through where you do go into like a talking and then back into the fast. And I just, for me, you know, as a engineer, I like when there's opportunity to do different things. And so, you know, that was, to me, was when I heard, I was like, you know, I was thinking of a different track first, but I'm like, I don't know, there's something about this that's just making me, I want to work on this one. So let me slide back to you. What kinds of things do you like about this? What things do you, you know, want to change?
So whenever I was making this song, it was my first time trying to mess with FL Studios with like no real background in it. So the first issue I ran into was a suggestion from one of my friends. He does a lot of reactions to a lot of my songs, Sack Juggalo. He said that the bells in the beginning of the song were just kind of overbearing, like in loudness in comparison to a lot of the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to find a way to turn that down. I tried messing with like EQ to see if I could find around the frequency of those bells to see if I could get them down without actually messing up the rest of the song because I didn't have the individual stems.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could get the bells like not so much, like if it built up into where the actual like bass drops and the rapping starts and everything, that would be cool. Another issue I would run into was since it was a software that I was uncomfortable with, I wasn't really fluent with like cuts and editing and doing stuff like that, like punching in and whatnot. So I ended up having to record like that thing basically all in one take, and then I used like an automated thing they had to try to cut out like and I remember playing it without the instrument in the background. Hear a tiny bit of feedback from my.
So you're cutting out of there again. Might have to like lean forward or something. I don't know. Skype just seems to want to like dim you down as time progresses.
Well, how far did I get before
So
it started out?
you were talking about the so we got through the whole bells part, and then after that you were talking about the next piece, but it started to cut out, and the cutting out was so much that I kind of forgot what the first point was in there. So after the bells.
So for it to fade up to the bells whenever the rapping starts, and then since I was unfamiliar with the software, I was having an issue with like being able to actually punch in and cut up and do all that stuff to make it like
Yeah.
sound as clean as it could. So I had to end up recording it all in one take, and then I used like a software on FL that would it was basically a noise gate to just cut out everything that wasn't a certain loudness, but you can still kind of hear certain parts where I like catch breath real quick and then just go back to rapping. And there was a little bit of a feedback issue, like my headphones were loud enough to pick up just a little bit for my microphone to pick a little bit of it out.
Got it.
Those are, like 3 main points.
Got it. So mic bleed into headphones, and then you were talking about doing like you were having to do everything in one take because you couldn't figure out how to like record it, what we call comping, where you record in blocks and then we kind of piece it together. Is that correct understanding?
Yeah.
Comping. Okay. So definitely we have a couple of things here that. So first off, going back to the bells overtaking the track, there's 2 things that can go to resolving that kind of a problem. But before I answer that, actually I have one more follow-up question. When your friend was saying the bells are overtaking, you know, they're overbearing, is it overbearing to your voice specifically, or did he mean that like even with like if you're not on the track, you're just listening to the beat by itself? Did he feel like the bells were still too much? Is that what he was saying?
The way he worded it, I think he meant like for the entire song without me on it included, the bells were a bit much.
Okay, cool. So in that scenario, having the stems to the beat is highly important because, you know, I can do things that are like, you know, all these fancy things, like I can do EQs, dynamic EQs, mid-side, you know, processing and all kinds of fancy stuff to try to bring the bells down. But in reality, the simplest and most effective way was when you have stems and you have all the individual tracks, then we can affect it much easier because I can literally just turn it down and then compress it and do things with that particular instrument. given that when you buy the stems, that bell sound is separate, in its own track. With this beat, the way that I hear it, I would think 100% it's on its own track. It's usually only a problem with, like, I worked with an artist recently, and he sent me 2 beats, stems included, and both of them, they were samples. So the majority, like 80% of the instruments, were all in one file because it was a sample off of like a popular record. And so, like, I can't separate the guitar from the piano because they're all one file. But with this one, the style of production, I 100% anticipate that all the instruments are done custom by the producer and therefore all separate. So one, having stems will be crucial to be able to control how the bells are, to get the best output. In terms of comping, what we can do from a recording process is you can essentially, first off, I love that you did it in one take. That's amazing. That's the always the best way to get the best performance. What I would suggest is you record when we find the space that sounds the best. You do, like, your top 3 recordings, and you basically tell me, like, this is the one I think is the best, and here's a couple other ones. If you feel like, there's a couple of parts in here that might be better, like, that bar here to here, these sound a little bit better in take 2, and these ones sound a little better in take 3. You send me all 3 files, and I'll comp them together. I'll work the magic to splice them in together and to make them sound seamless, like they're all one take. That's just day one for me. So you basically just kind of get yourself down to, like, top 3 takes, and then I'll just figure it out from there in terms of putting it together. Plus, if I have more than one take, then I'll take a listen to them and decide if I think there's a part that I like what you said better in a take 2. And then the microphone bleed thing. If you have headphones like these ones, basically what are called closed back, so basically the back of the microphone is doesn't have any, like, grill, like, that doesn't look like basically the back of my microphone, then it'll help. Try not to turn it up too loud. Don't do like this, like people sometimes I see, like, they'll come over and record me, and they'll have their headphone kind of like this, facing towards the microphone. I mean, that'll just send the sound directly into the microphone with your voice. So if you do want to have one ear off, my girl always makes fun of me, but I always place it on the back of my head, so it plays into my head, so that one, I feel the bass, but 2, it's not actually going into the microphone, it's being blocked by my skull. So just as a note, I mean, other than that, if you have to turn it up loud, you just try not to go louder than you need, because the louder it is, the higher the chance it's going to get into the microphone. Cool. Any questions so far?
Not really. I think I'm good.
Cool. So let me ask you about your voice, in terms of the way that it sounds now. Are there things that you like about the way your voice sounds in the current demo? Are there things that you dislike about the way your voice sounds in the current demo, like just actually the quality of your voice?
The quality of my voice, disregarding, like, the actual microphone quality, or are we talking about how the microphone picked me up?
Yeah, so more the second. Let me give you an example. So I work with a guy, and he's got a little bit more bass in his voice, but adds a little bit of bass because of the way he positioned himself on his mic. He got real close to it. And when I heard that, my initial thought was, okay, he wants his voice to be thick and boomy. And then when I worked through the track, we ended up realizing, no, he doesn't actually want the boominess. He just was close to the mic, and not for any particular reason. So he wanted the actual voice to be thinner. He liked his voice to feel what he calls, like, bright or luxurious, which means that, like, it's a brighter sound and doesn't want a lot of bass. But some people want more bass. So are there things that you like about the way your voice sounds, or things that you don't like about the way your voice sounds that's in the way that it got recorded, that so I would know that, like, I like my voice to sound brighter, and I don't really like a lot of bass, or I like it to sound thick and full. Any preferences that you have, or you kind of like, I don't really care, I'm game to hear it however you do it?
I mean, I'm willing to hear other ways, but the way that I generally go, because of the way that I rap, very like heavily inspired by a lot of like faster rappers and whatnot.
Hmm.
I like it to be a bit brighter because I feel like it helps with the enunciation. It makes it more clear to hear whenever it sticks out a bit more.
Got it. Sounds good. Is there like an artist that you just like the way that their voice sounds? That you like one or two that come to mind?
Token, as far as like kind of brighter sounding, more heavily enunciated voices.
Token's sick.
Uh, yeah. Um, as far as someone whose voice just doesn't sound as bright, but they still come through very clearly and they're still the same style of rap I like, I think some of Khan's songs would
Who?
probably be more in the area if you wanted to experiment with something like that. Khan, it's his name's an acronym. It's for knowledge above all nonsense. I can send you some links to his music.
Sorry, how'd you spell that again? So I can also knowledge above. Was it?
Khaan, knowledge above all
Oh,
nonsense.
Khan. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, that's been a minute. I haven't seen this. I can't. I feel bad, but I haven't heard of that guy in a while. I just kind of like slipped. Yeah, I actually that'd be fun to actually go listen to his music again. Um, Dope. And then let me ask, in terms of um, like the different types of processing that we can do. There's all kinds of like fun stuff we can do with the voice. Like for me, I when I hear the way you're rapping and some of the stuff where you like repeat certain phrases, I want to do like ideas where like maybe I pitch something down or I do like a background vocal that's pitched down behind what you're saying. Maybe do some, if there's an opportunity to do some stutter stuff where like if there's a pause, go like da 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 into the next phrase kind of an idea. But how adventurous do you want to hear yourself? Because at the end of the day, I could do all kinds of fun stuff that's cool for me. But if you're like, that's not my style, that's not the brand I'm going for, then there's no point in me going too far. I mean, I can show you an idea, and then we can always agree to back off, if we want to experiment. But how do you see yourself? Like, what do you want to sound like?
So I'm pretty open to see stuff like that. That's kind of some of the edits that I was looking to be able to figure out how to do. I like a lot of stuff like that, especially for certain songs like this. So like my first idea for this song, like that very first bar, whenever I go in and I'm like, my flow's sicker than R. Kelly, better believe I've been bar heavy. The original idea for that was like, my flow's sicker than R. Kelly, and then just like an echoey thing in the background instead of better believe I've been, it just goes like, that's disgusting. And then it continues with the rap.
Yeah.
And just because I thought it was kind of funny and I figured it would sound cool, but I am not a producer and could not really figure out a way to actually make that sound good.
Okay, so what I would say when we do the recording, you can record something like the first like 4 bars, so you can get like a good make sure that your cadence stays true. But I would say record like the original version, so we have that as a fallback, and then record the version that you kind of imagined in your head with the pause, so that way I can try playing with both of them and we can make a decision what we like more. But yeah, the reason I say record like 4 bars, because if you just record just what you want, your voice will naturally end at the sound, at the like, you'll if I like I can't remember your lyrics, nor would I be able to like rap it and sound good. But like when you say like when you hit the words bar heavy, if you stop rapping there, your voice will naturally go down, and it'll just kind of feel like you're ending. But then the next bar will feel like you're going up, way too much energy. So you rap out like 4 bars, so that way when I chop out the like 2 bars that I want, the energy stays true into what the rest of the song would sound like.
Yeah, so it'd be like sort of similar to like whenever you punch in, how you start off a bit before where you stopped. That way you can maintain the energy that you had while you've already caught your breath and then carry on
A hun-
with
yeah.
with what you've already recorded.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're basically doing a punch in, but you're just recording enough before and after just to keep that energy. And that's something I always recommend too. And yeah, with punching in with people is like rap at least like a bar to 2 bars, ideally like 2 bars before the actual part, just so you can pick your vocal tones up. Otherwise, you can sound really different in the punch in than the actual original recording. So. Cool. So we talked about like edits. You're open to all kinds of editing. What kind of like voice stuff you like? Is there anything that like on your mind that you're thinking about that like you want from the track? Are you also open to like edits to like the beat and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of, because I come from like the era of like listening to like Eminem coming up back in the day, and like listening to like I used to listen to a lot of Cannabis and like a bunch of other like bar heavy kind of rappers back in the day, and I always like to like try to like find places to drop the beat and do, and like if I have stems, like drop this part of the instrument, drop that part of the instrument, just to like emphasize phrases. Are you game for that as well?
Oh yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of that actually. It's one of my more favorite things that I did whenever I did a certain song with Layman. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but I think I also did it with Shefa. I said like some bar that just was a really hard punch at the end, and he just dropped the entire beat. Or if you would just like drop parts of the beat to like hollow it out a bit, that way it just really focuses on like what's being said right then for those like one or two bars to make the punchline hit harder.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that's different.
That's dope. Sounds good. Like we're on the same mindset with this. Are there any parts in the track that specifically you would like to be for me to like focus on? We talked about the intro with the R. Kelly line.
Uh, I mean, as far as the vocals go, I think the biggest thing that I was having issues with that I wished I could have done better on would be like actually cleaning up like every little pause and space where you could hear me like catch my breath real quick before I continued. And as far as the instrumental, I'm just kind of curious to see what you do with the stems as far as like mixing it up and making it a more like I don't know what the word is, more full without having any individual part come off as too much in comparison to the rest of it.
Yeah, that brings up a good question. Um, do you like the voice to be more even with the beat, or slightly more forward than the beat? Not obviously like the demo where it's on top of the beat. It sounds like they're separate, but like how forward do you like your voice to be?
Uh, I kind of like the way that like J. Cole has his voice on his beat for the most part, because it's like forward just enough to not really be forward, but like also if you're playing it in a car and your speakers are pretty big and the bass is kicking really hard, you can still kind of hear J. Cole in the background,
Okay.
even if you've got some like massive kickers in your car or whatever.
Yeah. Question: would you consider Token to also be kind of equal with that, or slightly more
Yeah, I'd say
forward?
he's probably about doing the same thing as far as
Cool.
how much forward he is on the beat.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I call it Token specifically because the style of the beat and your flow, but mostly the style of the beat is similar to the production that Token gets. And so like this beat sounds a lot like Treehouse in kind of a way in terms of its openness, which is also one of my favorite producers, Kato on the track. Like it's funny, like my top three producers are literally like they go Dr. Dre, like Timbaland, and then like Kato on the track, and it's like these guys have been around forever, and this guy is like not even like not as nowhere near as much time as them, but I just love the openness sound. So yeah, when I hear this, it's like I feel like we want to map a lot of stuff similar to Token's production and engineering style because of that. It's just aesthetically similar. So I'm just taking notes as well. By the way, when I stop and you hear me typing, I'm taking up the notes. So cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. But yeah, are there any specific bars, like actual like lines that are really important to you in the track?
I'd have to look at my notes and actually find the written lyrics. It's been a minute since I recorded this. If it was like fresh, I'd just say it all from memory. But
I can play it again, and you can just tell me like stop, and then and we can just call it like that bar. You want that bar emphasized? Want to do that?
yeah, we can do it like that. I'll still pull up my notes so that I can read along with it, and I can just like highlight something whenever it comes up, and I'm like, that's one thing that I'd like emphasized.
Cool. Let me know when you got your notes up, and then I'll hit play.
I've got them.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna hit play now.
My flow sicker than R. Kelly. Better believe I've been bar heavy. Not the type of guy that you would call deadly, cause you can't call shit when you're gone already. And my verses hit like a verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed. Like a pissed off at the rack, I flip the scripts like a goddamn rat. Takashi ain't worth the diss. Hot damn boy, call me Santa with the raps. Everybody vegan bad, put some coal up in the sack. I remember back when I was rapping in the cul-de-sac, and the neighbors got chills cause I was the coldest act. I'ma drop it like I couldn't keep it up, even though I keep it up like I'm a victim in the slums. You can witness how I'm doing what I'm feeling in my gutter when my heart starts burning. I ain't trying to flip it tums. Quick though, kids go, you rapping too much. I ain't even trying to rap it, just my vocab stuff. This bro gets no chance to give it up. I've been spazzing in my sleep, so when I'm napping it's a bump. Get so big though, rappers get to battle like I've been official. Coming up and asking if I listen to their disc, bro. No, I ain't even tracking, brother. You ain't on my map, you ain't even on my status, brother. Rapping on the ground, I've been where the heat's kept. Please mess with me, I can help you get degree death. Thinking you can test with me, you should take some deep breaths. We can put the effort in for F, since you're weak, bitch. Ooh, I really need to chill now. I've been rising higher than a mouthful of pills now. Percocet, tell me how you feel now. This my prime, but I ain't who you wanna grill now. Dropped an album, Corona came in. Sorry, man, I guess I'm too sick. Talk to Shepard, Australia caught flame. Sorry, mates, we wasn't trying to do this. Why was I gone for the last 4 months? I was trying to turn it down. I've been way too ruthless. I went way too hard. I did way too much, and sorry for 2020. Hold up. Catch you talking, I roll with soldiers. Rappers hit me up for features, but on God, I holy ghost ya. Got more bars than Motorola. Yahoo squad be Quasimodo. From the weight you barely carry, I'm so strong I'm throwing boulders. Yeah, I think I might try to find a real nice dime. Look at the pint size, kidding like my rhymes. Who thought that I might die, like kitten got 9 lives. I spit it with a bit of dopey, get to go try mine. You say I'm a nice guy, bitch, it's a nice try. Heart broke 9 times, can't cope, I'm fine. Bars like sci-fi, out of old I fly. Maybe that's why I got mine of an Einstein.
Cool. Nothing stood out to you there?
Oh, I didn't think about saying pause. I just like tapped and highlighted a little note whenever I saw something or heard something. I mean,
Got it.
so towards the beginning, like after the first 4 bars, whenever I'm like my verses hit, like a verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed. One thing that I kind of like is when people do like that double voice effect, but like only on the actual syllables that rhyme. So it'd be like hit with pissed type of thing for that up until the part where it's like Takashi and we're the diss, and then it comes in more or less just clean, because that was whenever my flow really like picked up with the whole hot damn boy, call me stand up with the raps, everybody vegan bad, but some caught up in the sack, all of that stuff.
So you want the same like doubles on like the sack rhyme, what the words that rhyme with that as well. We had the one round, the heavy part with the Tyson. You also want that same dubs, like the wide dub idea with the one where you say like the phrases with the rhyme with sack, right?
So I was thinking of it like coming in with like the first bit and then stopping right whenever I go in with the hot damn boy, call me Santa with the raps, and that just being more of like a clean thing without the doubles. But I'd be interested in seeing how it sounded with them. I just feel like my multis towards the end of that wouldn't sound as good with the doubles, considering some of them were literally like, some of it was too wordplay-y for me to really have like as smooth of multis, I think.
Got it. Let me play back a little bit here so I make sure I'm hearing the right stuff. I'm gonna guess where this is.
Damn boy, call me Santa with the raps. Everybody vegan bad, put some coal up in the sack. I remember back when I was rapping in the cul-de-sac, and the neighbors got chills cause I was the coldest act. I'ma drop it like I couldn't keep it up, even though I keep it up like I'm a victim in the slums. You can witness how I'm doing what I'm feeling in my gutter with my...
So we passed that part. We did the raps in the sack, but the other part was before that, right? That you wanted to emphasize?
Yeah, the part right before that, whenever it's like right after it's like where you can't call shit because you're gone already. My verses hit, and then like a double on hit, like a verses with, double on with, and then do that up until it comes in with the whole different flow. Hot damn boy, call me Santa with the raps.
Hit. Sorry, I'm just gonna play this, make sure I hear it.
My flow sicker than R. Kelly. Better believe I've been bar heavy. Not the type of guy that you would call deadly, cause you can't call shit when you're gone already. And my verses hit like a verses with Mike Tyson when he's in his prime and pissed. Like I'm pissed off at the rack, I flip the scripts like a goddamn rat. Takashi ain't worth the diss. Hot damn boy, call me Santa.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, hit with script, pissed, and then doubles on all those, and then letting it kind of flow naturally.
With the raps, everybody vegan bad, put some coal up in the sack. I remember back when I was rapping in the cul-de-sac, and the neighbors got chills cause I was the coldest act.
Yeah, I think that we could try doubles there too, but maybe less emphasized. So do do bigger doubles on like hit, with, and pissed, and then for like the sack raps and all the other ones that rhyme with that, something like lesser emphasized. Cool. And there's a couple ways that we can approach doubles. You can record a double take, and then I can also do a mixing version of the two. My feeling would be record a double take on the ones that you really want emphasized, and then I'll do the other ones with a different method. So that way they sound a little bit different from each other. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So yeah, basically like you would record hit, with, script, pissed, like just listen to it on a separate track, and then just record like hit, with, like, and you just
Yeah.
throw energy at that
Okay.
one word. And then for the other ones, what I'll do something that's like, I won't explain it right now, but like it'll basically be like I'm doubling it, but it's doing some mixing stuff so that it doesn't so it just sounds kind of, it'll sound cool. I don't know how to word it right now. But you don't actually have to
You're good.
record them. I can just do it with some mixing tricks.
Okay. Then for that next bit, I I don't really know exactly what I'd like to do with it. I like the way that it's all bouncy with the internals being directly in the very beginning. It kind of reminds me a lot of Please Do Not by Analyst.
Okay.
So it's like with the whole quick though kids go, you rapping too much. I ain't even trying to rap, just my vocab is tough. This bro gets no chance to give it up. I'm just passing him my sleeves when I'm happy.
Oh, it's cutting out again. I hear the rap, but it's cutting out. It thinks after you talk after a certain period of time that like it needs to cut you out for some reason. Skype is just, it needs smack. But anyways, go on.
So I really like the kind of the bouncy feeling of the internals in the beginning. Whenever
Yeah.
it's like gets so big though, rappers get a battle like I've been official, coming up and asking if I just like all that. I don't know exactly what I'd like to do with that, or if I'd like to leave it alone. I'm pretty open to hear your ideas for that.
Okay.
If you have something that'll make it more bouncy, or something you just think would sound cool for all of the like beginning rhymes.
Okay, I'm gonna hit play just to try to hear it out again.
I ain't tryna flip it tums. Quick though, kids go, you rapping too much. I ain't even tryna rap it, just my vocab stuff. This bro gets no chance to give it up. I've been spazzing in my sleep, so when I'm napping it's a bump. Gets so big though, rappers get a battle like I've been official. Coming up and asking if I listen to their disc, bro. No, I ain't even tracking, brother. You ain't on my map, you ain't even on my status, brother. I've been
Yeah, I'm gonna have to feel that one out. I'm just gonna like take a note. Yeah, that'll be the kind of thing I'll listen and see what feels right. It might be something like dropping some instruments to emphasize. I'm not exactly sure at the moment. You know, and by all means, when it comes to recording like doubles, feel free to like just kind of go with whatever feels natural as you're going with it, and then you give me like a long track, and even if there's a bunch of stuff and they're like, all right, there's just too many doubles, we'll just cut them. Like we'll just mute those parts. It's always good to like give more, and then I'll just do subtract from it. So by all means, if you're listening to it, you're like, I'm gonna double this just for this, see how it feels, then feel free to do that, and we can always be like, no. Cool. What's next?
It kind of does the same thing with the I've been underground, I've been where the heat's kept. Please mess with me, I can help you get to Greek death. Kind of does the same thing there. Then it goes to the. Ooh, I really need to chill now. I kind of want like edits for like the pauses, and then whenever I'm like starting something different, or like almost ad libby. Whenever I came in with that.
Yeah, that was like the talking part where like the beat also dropped out too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, a lot of that sounds almost good where it is. I'm not exactly sure what the change would be, but I just like how it kind of sat in the beat on its own. And I feel like what might also happen is when we start to mix this and put compression and stuff like that, because that talking part will feel a little different. It might also kind of naturally sound a little different. We'll see. But if you have any specific ideas, by all means. But otherwise, we can just kind of like, I'll go through it and then see if there's anything I feel. If not, then we'll listen to it in the revision, and we can maybe see if there's new ideas that spark up.
All right. The next bit, since it's a lot more pausey, I kind of wanted to do an ad lib type of thing, but I'm not exactly sure what. Whenever it's like dropped an album and then he pauses, Corona came in. Sorry, man. I guess I'm too sick. All that stuff. Um, so basically, that whole part up until why was I gone for the last 4 months? I was trying to tone it down. I've been way too ruthless. All of that right there, since it's literally like instead of going for like the whole bar, all four beats, it's like do the first two and then pause for a second. I think it'd be cool to have some kind of like an ad lib thing or just like a little extra.
Cool. Let's play this and then I'm gonna listen to it.
Yahoo Squad.
Oops, I clicked too fast. I'm gonna play it and then see if there's anything that kind of pops into my mind.
Hold up, hold up. Catch you talking, I roll with soldiers. Rappers
That's
hit me
the
up for features.
part right after.
Right after this.
Yeah, that's the part right after what I was talking about.
Australia caught flame. Sorry, mates, we wasn't trying to do this. Why was I gone for the last 4 months? I was trying to tone it down. I've been way too ruthless. I went way too hard. I did way too much. And sorry for 2020. Hold up, hold up. Catch you talking, I roll with soldiers. Rappers hit me up for features, but on God, I holy ghost ya. Got more bars than Motorola. Yahoo Squad be Quasimodo. From the weight you barely carry. I'm so strong, I'm throwing boulders. Yeah, I think I might try to find a.
So as far as like dropped an album, Corona came in. Sorry, man. I guess I'm too sick. It's almost just. I mean, it's literally just various bars about what's been going on throughout 2020. Because I think I dropped my little album thing like right at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
In like December, I was done with it. So it was kind of just me playing with it and being semi-apologetic, but not really, because obviously I didn't actually cause any of this.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be neat for if it was like dropped an album, Corona came in, sorry man, and then just like in the background you're like, yeah, actually, or just hear like sorry or some kind of like little ad.
Yeah. I kind of feel like what you'll need to do is just do have like a few takes, unless you get it right the first time, which is just react to yourself. You know, just like after you have your recording down, just react to yourself and just kind of, say whatever. I don't feel like we want to do anything that's too crazy. I kind of feel like those ad libs will be filling in the space, but they shouldn't be super loud because there is a still nice quality that's happening with it as it is right now. So I wouldn't want to be like, Corona came in, whoa, whoa, like it's like trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
It's like we don't need like Amigos kind of like ad lib where it's like a lyric. We just need to kind of actually just fill in space, and we'll fill it out. Like we might use all the ad libs or might not use all of them if it feels like it's just busy. When one of the good parts of that, one of the good aspects of that part is that it is slowing down, and you still want to feel like it's slowing down before it jumps again. So you don't want to feel like the ad libs are speeding it back up, and then it does. Then when you speed up, it's like the drop doesn't hit as hard. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. I don't mean like to fill in the gaps per se. I just mean like because like the gaps have a certain aesthetic to them. I just mean like as a little thing. Like, have you ever put on your headphones whenever you're listening to a song, and then you just hear like very faintly in the background something that the artist said that had something to do with whatever that bar was, and you're like, oh, that's neat. I've not noticed that before.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, like a faint background, kind of echoey, reverby thing in the background. That's definitely what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the whenever it goes into like the hold up, catch you talking about with soldiers, that whole thing. To me, up until I pick it back up and start going fast again, that almost feels like a lot less of a bright thing. That feels like a darker thing in itself. That specific part, almost more aggressive, like calling somebody out cipher type stuff. See who has the sharpest sword in the room. Although, obviously, on this track, it's just me.
Yeah. Is there anything like you want it to sound darker? It doesn't call to me like we should pitch it down or anything like the whole section or anything like that. But is there anything in your head? I mean, if you want me to try pitching it to actually be darker, we can do that. But I'm not sure that's what you're getting at.
I'm not exactly sure. I almost feel like we need to just play around with it and see what we think sounds good or what ideas might pop up. But like as far as right now, I'm just thinking maybe something that you can do to like play with the actual beat specifically for like the hold up. Like if it just pauses immediately right after I say hold up, and then it picks back. It goes, "Catch you talking. I wrote with soldiers. Rappers hit me up for
Mm.
features, but on God, I holy ghost you." Um, not entirely sure. I feel like it would be more of an edit for something playing with the beat than an actual edit on the lyrics because those still have the same pause, like you said, before it goes back up into building up speed.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, that it just makes sense. Like I feel like I have to say something, but like I don't think nothing needs to be said. That it just makes sense. We'll try that. Cool. Anything else?
I think that's about it. Whenever it picks back up with the speed, we might try the doubles thing again towards the end, just to like really wrap it all up together. But it also might be fine more or less by itself. Not entirely sure. And then the beat kind of drops out, like sounds different, but it's still a beat there. So I don't know if you have any ideas for doing something for the ending of that, or if you want to just rework it a little bit in a way where it kind of just fades out, or if you're fine with it.
Yeah, I'll listen to the ending more. I have honestly have like just kind of focused on just the vocals part, so I haven't actually listened to it enough to think of ideas. But yeah, we can feel that out, especially once we have stems. We can feel that out. Um, yeah. So I had a thought. I forgot what it was. But yeah, no, we'll just that won't be any big deal. Yeah, I can't remember my thought. I was trying to think of it. Can't think of it. It's gone. It's one of those things. Um, yeah, I think we have a really good idea here. I think the next steps are going to be. Oh, I remember what the thought was. It was bugging me. For the doubles at the end, yeah, that's just going to come back to the same thing I was saying before. Just feel it out. Record those doubles at the end, whatever feels right. I'm sure there'll be a few words. I feel like you're right that we probably should record a few doubles because it's like the big end, so you want it to feel big, but I don't think it has to be like every single rhyme word has to be a double. It could just be like oh, these words are the hardest, have the most energy, have the most swagger, so I'm just gonna put emphasis on those words, so that way it builds up to the end, and then once it's done, it feels like it closes hard. So that I do think that you should do doubles at the end. That was what the thought was. That was bugging me. Yeah. Next steps will be trying to see what you can do from a recording perspective. You might have to do some weird kind of like jerry rigging type of things, and feel free to just like shoot me images or whatever, or so we can try to like figure it out. Yeah, and essentially you're just trying to like, you're never going to get like complete perfect because obviously you can't treat the room, so it's just about trying to cut down as much roomy sound as possible. The demo that you have here, did you record that like in the position you're sitting right now though?
Pretty much, yeah. My microphone was like right here on the side, right beside my laptop. Well, my laptop was kind of pushed to the side a little bit more, so it was closer to the middle, but I basically just right here, about 6 or so inches away from it, with the pop filter up, and I can't remember what I had behind. I had some like little foam thingy behind it from a package that I got. I think it was from my violin, but I had that kind of just haphazardly setting behind it, not really set up per se.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound that bad. Like I'm not noticing a lot of room tone, so I mean that's also another option as well. And I would say like just explore a few, and like for exploring purposes, the way that I kind of do it, and I've done it in a couple of YouTube videos I put out where I'll just record like 4 bars of something, and just like do a couple takes of that, and then go to the next position and do a couple takes, just so like you don't want to record the whole thing because you feel like you're really committing, and then if it doesn't sound good, then you feel disappointed. So just enough to be like you're just trying to be like a scientist, comparing the differences, and you can send me all those differences so I can hear them and be like, yeah, that one sounded good. So you just label them, so like how, what you did. Like your file could literally be like, with violin in background, just whatever. So that way what the setup was when you recorded it. But yeah, that way we can just get a couple of different options and see what's up. But I mean, the version you have now is a pretty good start, and I think we can do a lot from there. I've had worse. I've had completely distorted vocals through the entire thing, so we're not dealing with that. So that's already a good start. Cool. I don't think I have any other questions. We got a lot of good information from this. So next steps will be for you to do some recording, get the stems, and then we'll get started. Cool. Any questions for me from you?
No, not really. I feel like this has been pretty thorough.
That's what we're trying to do here, trying to make sure I get a really good understanding. Over time I've just realized that like the more information I get, you do over time you learn that like sometimes you miss certain things, and so I just try to ask them early on, so that way we get a better chance of getting the right thing the first take, and we have less revisions that way. So but I mean, there's always going to be revisions. We're always going to hear something, or always going to be like, oh, now this is inspiring a new idea, or it's good, but there's a slight adjustment here. So that's just part for the course. So but anyways, appreciate you jumping on, being part of this. I look forward. I can't wait to get in the next steps. And thanks, man.
No problem. I'm actually pretty excited for this because I've not worked with a real producer. I've messed with a couple people who like kind of halfway mix a little bit of their own stuff, but this is like the first real setup thing that I'm going for.
I'm excited, man, and you got that crazy flow, which is exciting for me because I don't get to work with that every single day. Everyone's got different styles and whatnot, and so it's a style that I personally enjoy quite a bit. So, but yeah, for everyone watching this video, thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, all of that stuff, and peace, y'all, 'cause we out.